Autumn, okay, so you're saying you can't draw, but you have notes. That's exactly how it's done. And I have colleagues that basically can't draw a stick figure that are outstanding designers. And for presentation, they simply do what you have said. They just simply take their sketches and they add a lot of notes. And that's the way to circumvent a lack of drawing or sketching um, as a designer. So just make sure you add detailed notes. So that's perfectly fine. So I think your presentation here is fantastic. The one thing I'm keying on in this um, critique here is the difference between design and human-centered design. So basically what we want to do is in human-centered design, we find the inherent issues that cause a problem for which we want to redesign. In regular design process, we're handed a task. The task is, okay, you're hired to design a vehicle configurator kiosk, okay? That's a design process. So that's what we do. We do our research and we design a kiosk, okay? Human-centered design is a little bit different. Human-centered design process is one where we don't stop there. We take a look at our task. Our task is to design a vehicle configurator kiosk, but we don't stop there. We say, okay, we need to define the inherent problem that's causing the need for this design. So instead of saying, okay, so an example is this. Okay, we're going to redesign a mousetrap. Okay, in design, um, in a design process, we would start designing a new mousetrap. In human-centered design, we would say, okay, how did the mice get in there in the first place? And how can we eliminate the possibility of the mice even coming in the house? So we're out for improved human quality. Okay, so we're not just designing something to address what seems to be it's a band-aid. It's like the difference between putting a band-aid around something and actually fixing it. Okay, design process a lot of times is a band-aid, whereas human-centered design is a fix. So we're addressing the inherent problems that are causing the need for a redesign. In this particular case, it's the process of buying a new car, which is extremely inefficient, as we have to go to the dealership, we have to deal with a high-pressure salesperson who's trying to sell us everything under the sun. We have to deal with a finance person who's not listening to what we're telling them. We have to deal with, you have to guess at what the car is going to look like, what color it's going to look. So you see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of problems, and we want to address those problems in our configurator kiosk. So basically what I want you to do is I want you to add as many features as you can to the kiosk. Heck, add a driving simulator. All right, so when you're done configuring, you send a report to the driving simulator. Your car is preloaded. You get in the simulator. You drive the car based on your configurator choices, right? But then let's not even stop there. Let's take that further. Let's change that simulator so we can simulate driving conditions in 10 years when the car's got 150,000 miles on it. Let's give it the ability to change the road conditions so we can see what it drives like in snow and ice on a sunny day on hills, okay? With new tires, with old tires. Let's add financial calculators right to the simulator where we can get in there and determine what our down payment is and what our monthly payments would be. Okay, let's add a feature where we can determine the resale value if we want to sell it in 7 years. Let's add questionnaires to determine if this is the best model for the person. So basically, we're not trying to sell a small car to someone who's 6'8". You see what I'm saying? Like dealers do right now. Right now, they don't care what you buy as long as you buy. So if somebody with 5'2" walks in and says, I want to buy that giant SUV, they're going to say, okay, instead of saying, hey, that might not be the best vehicle for you because you're a small person and you need a lot of height to be able to see around the blind spots of this car. So these are things we're after. So I want you to think about how we can address these and build these solutions right into your kiosk and or driving simulator, or tie the two together. Okay, all right, so those are my recommendations, Autumn. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to provide further clarifications on the differences between design process and a human-centered design process. And be sure you download the human-centered design process book over here in week 5 presentation. Right down at the bottom here, the first resource, that link right there is a human-centered design toolkit, which is right here. And I really think you should download that and read it. It's a really super quick read, so don't be intimidated by the length of it. There's not a whole lot of information on each page, so really, really get through this quickly, and it's definitely going to help the project. Okay, all right, great. Any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much.